All right, what's up, guys? Today we're talking about shooting better B-roll and some practical tips that are going to help you in your filmmaking journey. I'm Jon, along with Noah. We run Early Bird Films. If you don't already, please subscribe and like this channel. It helps us to, just motivates us to actually make more content. So we run a small production company, and we are busy right now. We're in tourism season where we live. We do a lot of tourism shooting, so just taking some time out today. Because I was in an edit and I realized I was still making a few mistakes after all these years, and I wanted to hopefully help you to avoid making the same mistakes that we've made. Tip number one, shoot for the edit. When I'm out doing, let's say, a corporate job, we set up the interviews, we get those locked off and done, and they look great. During the interview, I'm thinking about things the person's saying and the B-roll I need to accompany that story as it goes through. So I'm shooting for the edit when I'm starting my B-roll session. Typically with corporate work and run and gun stuff, we don't have a lot of time to get B-roll. We're under time constraints. We don't have storyboards or pre-production because the budget didn't allow for that, or it's a small team or crew. So we're shooting for the edit as we're doing B-roll, thinking about shots that we can use that make sense and are compatible and are usable for what the person said during the interview. That's shooting for the edit. We're also thinking about things that you may not think about, like say at the end of the video and they need their logo. What kind of shot are you going to have for that logo? Are you going to have a bit of a blur on it? Or are you going to have something super wide? Think about the edit as you're shooting your B-roll. It will save you time and time again. It has for me. All right, next tip is get the shots you need. This is probably the mistake I've made the most, is not getting enough wide shots. Enough shots showing what's actually happening. I'm focusing too much on those small, beautiful, cinematic, intricate shots or lens flares, whatever. I'm focused on beauty over really just capturing what needs to be captured. So get the shots you need and get multiple angles. So think about wide, medium, tight, right? Everybody knows that. But think of it this way. Think of wide, medium, tight, and think about it from different angles. So get your wide from this angle, get your tight from this angle, and get your medium from this angle, and repeat that, change the angles, change high, lows, that kind of thing. So get your shots that you need and get multiple angles of those shots of wide, medium, and tight. Tip number 3 is hold your bloody shot. Simple. Count to 10, count to 15. If you're shooting your B-roll in a higher frame rate, you know you're going to slow it down in post, great. Still, do the count because you're going to need a longer shot. Always. Always, 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 you're going to need more than you think. So hold your dang shot. That's the simplest tip, but it's saved me time and time again just doing that simple thing of counting to like 15 seconds, holding the shot, making sure I get the shot. And then lastly, choose the right tool. It could be a gimbal. You may toss that gimbal and you may go handheld. You may get that camera at, tight to your body, point of contact, getting some nice footage. But does it make sense? Does the scene call for a bit of shake, a bit of natural movement when you're shooting handheld? Or does the scene call for a follow or some sort of movement where you need the gimbal? If it's a long shoot, if you are fortunate enough to pay for one of these expensive guys, grab yourself an easy rig. It makes a world of difference, especially for documentary filming that we're doing. That's probably the thing I rely on the most during documentary shoots. Gimbals obviously are helpful for some shoots, but there's times where I toss the gimbal, go handheld, because you need to be able to be flexible in movement and move a lot, high and low, climbing things, where it's just nice to have a camera in your hand and not rely on the stinking gimbal that's gonna go off balance or something like that. So, and lastly, the best advice I can give you for getting better B-roll is simply just throw it on sticks. This thing has been the best investment we've made. Wasn't cheap. Just get yourself a good tripod. That'll make a big difference. And use it. Use it for B-roll. Use it for different angles. Use it for steady shots. Let the people or whatever you're shooting, let the movement happen there. Keep your camera locked off. That is going to make your footage, that's going to take your footage to another level. It's going to make everything easier for you in the edit. Use your tripod. I'd say we use ours 80% of the time or something like that when we're shooting B-roll for both documentary and for corporate work, run and gun stuff. So hopefully these tips help you. If you don't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what's your number one way to shoot B-roll maybe you're like me and you're doing most of the stuff is run and gun that you're shooting, and you have a method that's worked for you that I haven't mentioned. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. If you're using maybe like a cine saddle, I've heard mixed reviews on those. I'm not going down that route myself, but would love to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.
True love runs deep, and I got you. I still got you.